All right, welcome back to the Dearly Beloved YouTube channel. Today we have a couple things on the docket. Couple things. New microphone, Sennheiser E906. I've had a 609 forever. I love them. I used to use a pair of them back in the day to run my old stereo rig. I love the way they sounded. Never wanted to spring for the nicer ones. Now that I had some funds come available after getting back from vacation, I got one of these. And then a good buddy at work, Sam. Shout out to Sam. Thanks, dude. Mercury 7. This right here. Bam. We'll see what inspires me and what I come up with. Kind of my first impressions of the pedal, and then where I would use it, and then where I think a lot of other people would use it for their style of music. So I know it's a pretty darn popular pedal. Let's see what it does. And since I'm not as familiar with this style of pedal, I don't want to add another complication into the mix of adding a new mic to see if I'm going to get weird clipping or weird sounds. So I'm going to stick with the 121 and 57 first, coming through the EVH 212 cab, the white one, and Reuter 121 57, and then I'm going to switch it over to this, and we'll see if we can get that all dialed in. I think it'll be fun. Let's go from there. All right, some people see this many knobs and they just like, hey, don't know what to do, but if you've been around pedals for a while and you like to tweak and really dial stuff in, the more knobs the merrier. The more you step outside your comfort zone, getting away from 2-knob, 3-knob, 1-knob pedals, sometimes it can open up a little bit more, especially with the new delays and reverbs that are out there and super programmability. You can really find a unique tone that is all your own, that it might inspire a song or be perfect for something you've already worked on. And you're like, ooh, that needs to change in there. That's going to be so much better for the feel and the mood and what I'm going for as far as the song. So I'm always really open to trying a bunch of new stuff. So like I said, I jumped at the chance at this. So I'll break down the controls really fast and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's go into the zoom in. Okay, so bypass, so on and off for the pedal here. Swell, that means it's gonna build in the effect. So it's gonna slowly bring in, like you're rocking forward an expression pedal to blend in more of the effect. That's what that will do. Next up, and then we have the low frequency, where you want that roll off to be. High frequency, same thing. So do you want the widest frequency range available being affected, or maybe the smallest being affected? So you can just pick exactly where you want it to come through, especially on like the lower octave stuff. So pitch vector off, octave, I don't know what the P down is and a P up. I should look that up. Fifth right here. Fifth is super common, like awesome standard harmonies. And then the shimmer stuff, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So, oh yeah, there, Alt is hold. We'll see if it's momentary or see if you have to turn it on and off, but we'll see. And yeah, bam, bam. And then you have cathedral as far as reverb, and then ultra plate. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty super crazy and spacey. Probably something you use good for the swell and the hold feature. And then the ultra plate be pretty standard, straightforward, just good plate. I'm assuming just a good plate reverb, but the ultra might be something different. Like I said, I didn't want to do too much research into this pedal because I just wanted to just experience it. So see what it has to do, and I will find something I like pretty fast. I usually do. It's not a big deal. I do this all the time. I love it. So I now I was digging around for a second. So the decay knob. The more it goes up, the more spacey it is. I'll do it quieter because the lav's on. Here, I'll just mute the lav because that's just annoying. I want it to sound better than that. I could do it better than that. Okay, so I found that playing with the decay is really fun, and then on your swell and hold mode, I'm going to kick that on next, and I'll show you with that maxed out. Another really cool setting that I kind of enjoyed for a second just off camera, because I got caught up in the moment, just started, I hear something different, tweak the knob, and record wasn't recording. Sorry. I'll do my best to recreate it. Okay, so in having that cranked out all the way up, that was pretty fun. Like I could see like even cinematic stuff, like having that as a bass sound, like as a producer, like you just want some cool weirdness. I know this is meant to also do synths, so it's pretty popular to use this as that kind of really cool glissy, shimmery effect. It is great for synths and for guitar, especially when you have the swell mode on, where you don't hear the initial attack of that. It's almost like it reminds me of a reverse delay. That you don't really, you can mix out your actual attack so you only hear the reverse, which gets a lot cooler. Sometimes it's fun to hear it forward and backwards, but that's what that reminds me of. It's kind of, it just builds as it goes. It's not in reverse, but it's the only thing that I've experienced that's similar to that on a regular basis. So we'll play with the frequency knob or the vector, the pitch vector knob, and we'll go from off, sub octave all the way up. I think the sub octave is going to come more in handy for like synths and stuff, but we'll see what it does. We'll go from there. We'll start with that off and just run through real fast. I'm going to leave most everything else 12 o'clock, but you'll see everything I adjust. See everything I adjust. Okay, so now that I've achieved some pretty good sounds with the pedal itself, time to switch up the mics. Now I know where it's going. I'm going to leave the old mics in the exact same position. I'm just going to mic the other speaker. Okay, so 906 DR Pro stand. That's my favorite stand. So we'll get this all hooked up, and then I'll bring you guys in close, kind of how I'm going to dial in the mic to see what it sounds and what I want. I'm going to try to bring you along the gimbal at the same time. So do that next. All right, so kind of final thoughts on the pedal. I think as far as what I would use, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, I've played that kind of structure of that riff a whole bunch, but not in that way, and that pedal kind of brought that different pattern out of me. I like how it turned out. So that right there, bonus for me. And as far as where I think most people would want to use this pedal, especially keyboard players and synth guys, like that's a lot of really cool like reverb and gliss. That's, yes, it's still digital, but you can sit there and tweak with the knobs. A lot of people like just messing with knobs in the moment to see if they can come up with something really cool and really unique. So as far as unique stuff, shoegaze comes to mind. Other really spacey atmospheric stuff. Some of the new neo soul stuff is pretty popular. So I'll try to scour a little bit on the internet, see if I can find somebody that is using a Maris that everybody's really familiar with. I'll try to find a song that really highlights it. Hey, that's probably what was used on that. Whether it's live or in the studio, I'm not sure. But I'll try to grab a couple examples from what I came up with and then what it's been used out in the real world. So you get like a little bit more of like, hey, I know that song. Okay, cool. That's how that was done. So a lot of times people come into my work and they ask me, hey, how do I get this sound? Like I want to sound like this song. And I've been doing this so long that I just hear kind of what it is. And I just kind of, oh, it's this, or this, or at least it'll be close enough. We can fine tune it later, but it's been a fun thing to be able to just experience a whole bunch of different pedals. Now I kind of understand this is similar to my slow. I didn't really know a ton about it. I knew it was kind of a reverb machine, but I was like, it's another one of the spaceships that I don't really connect with the spaceships as much, unless it's delay. I do, but as far as like weird reverby stuff, it's not really my thing. It's starting to win me over. But I think it's a great pedal for anybody that wants to do a lot of atmospherics, cinematic stuff. I think it has a place. I think a cello would sound absolutely killer through that. Like, I think that would sound fantastic. All right, thanks for coming along. I had a blast. I learned a lot about some different pitch stuff with some cool reverbs. It's definitely like a gliss machine. I think it'd be really good for like shoegaze, especially keyboard and synth guys that are doing like atmospherics, or just want like a nice building part to the back of a song, maybe on the producer side roll, be like, ooh, I want this in my arsenal. They can do some really cool stuff. I was really impressed with how I could manipulate the pedal, playing with the pitch, what that really accented as far as that, and then where I ended up setting the EQs in relationship to that. Like I re-EQ'd the mics a couple of times because I was just hearing something slightly different. And sometimes it's good to just reposition the mic and then set the EQs that you get it close as far as like the volume and the clarity that you want. And you can tweak the EQs where you want to really have that come through. Don't have an EQ pedal, but I can do it on the mixer. So I did, brought you guys along. All right, hopefully you have a better understanding of what you guys want to use this for. I know what I'm going to use it for. Every once in a while, little atmospherics over the top. I do end up doing like maybe some overtones or some kind of building cinematic stuff, maybe some B-roll style audio. I think it'll be really cool for that too. Synth guys are going to freaking love it. I would, for sure. Playing with a nice fat synth and having that kind of gliss out, that would sound awesome. So yeah, if you liked it, throw a like on the video, and see you next time. Peace. Oh, after this shot, I gotta do cables.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it.
Not you retarded.
Got a
It's
really
not like
bad
you're
habit. If it
retarded.
moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket.
God damn, I'm being eaten alive by fucking cables. Shit.
If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.
But if you're looking at something that's this kind of space machine, you know, from Maris is like super spacey and atmospheric awesome stuff, this would be right up your alley.